If the dream is so impossible, then why is it thousands of people that are already living your unrealistic dream? We live in a society where we can watch things on TV, we can watch things on social media, but then we look around us and we say that it's not realistic because we only see it on TV or we only saw it on social media. Those are real people. Now, granted, of course, it's within context. A lot of people living lives that aren't real and that aren't true, but a lot of people are. They don't make Bentleys and nobody buys them. They don't make Ferraris that nobody buys. There's really people out here living their best life, doing what they love and living their passion and are influential and really making a difference in the world because they're aligned with their purpose and living their true fulfilled character self. And so we got to believe that it's realistic because we want it. So I'm just here to motivate you, man. What's up? I'm Jamai. This is another episode of Manifesting Stardom. This is my journey to being the biggest star in the world. And I'll use me as an example. I've been doing music for over 20 years. I'm an artist. I'm born to be an artist. I'm born to be a musician. And I'm a very good musician. I'm a very good singer. And I've been pursuing my dream of being the biggest star in the world for decades. My dream for myself is that I can headline a world tour with 60,000 seat stadiums sold out for people to see me. That's my dream for myself. Now, when I look around, I don't know anybody who's selling out 60,000 seat stadiums or even 20,000 seat arenas as an artist. I don't know anybody personally, but I know of people and I watch people and I go to concerts. So why would I think that it's not realistic if I personally, just last week, I went to see Usher and Chris Brown at in DC. Why would I ever think something is not realistic? And I physically saw it. Like I was there. I bought a ticket and I watched the show. I was a patron of the show. So like, we have to get out of this concept that things are not realistic, even subconsciously, because we may not say it, but we may think like, I hear a lot of artists, I just want to, do music and just be comfortable and which is great and that's fine. But nah, nigga, you want Grammys, you want #1 hits, you want to be iconic, you want to be legendary, you want to break records. I want to have 200 million monthly Spotify listeners. It's realistic. Because there are people that are doing close to those numbers. Now, the reason I picked 200 million is because there's nobody that has 200 million monthly Spotify listeners. It's like your Taylor Swifts, your Bruno Marses, they got like 120, 140 weekend, stuff like that. I went for 200 million because why would I try to accomplish something that's already been done? I'm setting the bar up. Now, if I never make it, which I will, but if I never was to make it to 200 million, having 100 million Spotify listeners is not a bad thing. You shoot for the moon. You may not reach the moon, but you might reach the stars. You feel me? But the first point of this is someone else is already living your impossible. Somebody else that maybe even had it worse than you, or maybe is not even as talented as you, or as gifted as you, is already living your version of impossible, your wildest dream. Somebody right now, today, in 2026, is living the dream that you would love. That in and of itself is enough for you to continue to pursue that passion, continue to pursue that dream. You know what I'm saying? The scripture for that is Matthew 19:26. With man, this is impossible, but with God, all things are possible. Stop calling impossible what God calls possible. Obviously, God calls it possible if there are people living a life that you would like to live. I shouldn't say living a life you would like to live, but accomplishing things that you would like to accomplish as well. If another human being has achieved it, then it's evidence that it's possible. And even if another human being ain't achieved it, because at one point you couldn't walk in a room and flip a switch on and light would come on. So there is a first to everything, just like how I'm going to be the first to have 200 million monthly Spotify listeners. The next point, stop treating their success like it's limited. Stop treating people's success like it's limited. You know, someone else's success doesn't reduce your chance. Somebody else being lit. If I'm a candle and I light another candle, I'm still lit. You still lit. Like, you still lit. And in fact, that only attracts more good vibes, good opportunities, goodness in your life when you uplift others, when you promote others, when you support others, when you pour into other people, because that does not limit you. It only adds to, it only compounds on what you already have and what God already has for you. And the scripture for that is Romans 2:11. For God does not show favoritism. God is not picking favorites. He responds to faith, obedience, and perseverance. You thinking he picking favorites. Now you are favored. We are favored, but God is not picking favorites. He's created laws that goes along with faith. When you plant a seed, you will get a harvest. If you don't plant and if you are lazy, then you will have lack. That's just the laws that God has created. So God ain't picking favorites. We just got to abide by the laws of faith, the laws of life. The next point is the difference is usually action, not ability. And I said this at the beginning of the video, that there are people that are not as talented as you, that are not as good looking as you, but are living the life that you would like to live, accomplishing things that you are capable and that you would love to accomplish. And the difference between them and you is action. It's just that simple. It's action. I'm reading a book right now by Grant Cardone. It's called The 10X Rule. And the premise of the book is whatever you're doing, it may not be the quality in which you're doing it. That may already be at its peak or good enough. But you need to 10 times that. You need to 10x whatever you're doing. If you made 5 phone calls, you need to 10 times. You need to make 10 times more phone calls. If you are practicing, you need to practice 10 times as much. If you're going cold leads, you need to make 4 or 10 times as much cold lead calls. You know what I'm saying? And so I struggle with. Because I typically am an extreme person. I'm either all or nothing. I'm either doing it all or I'm not. I'm either on my strict diet or I'm eating fat like a fat pig. So my thing is, my biggest struggle lately has been creating a routine that I can do every day. And that means it's more important for it to be a routine or an act that you can do consistently than doing something extremely once a week. Or, you know, like an example would be practicing piano. I practice piano for 30 minutes every day. The reason I practice for 30 minutes is because 30 minutes is a good amount that I can, one, get a good practice in, but that I can also commit to every day. I used to practice for an hour. I used to practice guitar for 2.5 hours a day years ago, but the way my life is set up now, I just do not have the time. So is it better to practice for 2 hours once a week, or is it better to practice consistently for 30 minutes every day? And then when you can't do 30 minutes, you do 15. You know what I'm saying? Because I practice piano, I practice guitar, I dance practice, I record music every day, I'm editing, I'm shooting content. So it is far better to try your best to do as much as you can, but let the limit be as much as you can do regularly, consistently. So 10x your work ethic, do as much as you can, but let the limit be something that you can do every day. So it's no point in saying I'm gonna practice piano for 5 hours today, but I can't repeat that, because the long haul is what's going to make the difference. So I practice 30 minutes a day for each instrument. And so that's just an example of how the action is the only thing that's going to get you to where you need to get to. The scripture for that is Galatians 6:9. I know I always say it. Let us not become weary in doing good, but in due season we shall reap if we faint not. This version says, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Just keep showing up. Showing up is the best thing you can do. Stay consistent. Your future belongs to the person who refuses to give up. It belongs to the person who is going to put in that work every day. And because we're human beings, because we have life, because we live in this society and we live in communities, we have to create a habit or a routine that can be repeatable. And some things are not repeatable. Some things, being in the gym for 2.5 hours is not repeatable every day. Sitting down and reading a book for half of the day is not repeatable. But what is repeatable is reading a line every day. What is repeatable is practicing for 15 minutes every day or 30 minutes every day. What is repeatable is setting your camera up and talking to the camera and not having to do a bunch of different edits and splits and coloring. That's repeatable. And what's most important is the consistency. So, the next time somebody tell you that your dream is unrealistic, the next time they tell you that is not feasible, or the next time you tell yourself that it's not realistic or that it's hard, that is, not something that I should even work towards, ask yourself the question, or ask them the question. If it's unrealistic, why do we know people that have it? Why do we know people that are already living this life? And so then after that, you get back to work. So yeah, just keep showing up. I know I parrot a lot of the same things in my videos, but that's because this is the era in my life that I'm in. It's all or nothing. Like we have time, but we don't have time. We don't have time. So we have to show up every day, because I am the biggest artist in the world. I have 200 million monthly Spotify listeners that love my music. I'm living a life full of purpose. I'm living a life full of influence. I'm living a life full of creativity. And so I have to show up every day because I'm a human. I am the unhuman entertainer. So I'm glad to have you on this journey. And you need to accomplish whatever goal you need to accomplish too. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.